On Larry King Now, actor, comedian Paul Scheer. You tweeted in advance of your appearance here
Yes.
that you want to massage my feet like Brando. Brando did not massage my feet. He took off his shoes and socks.
Okay, so there was no massaging of feet.
You act, you produce, you host, you write. What hat do you like the most?
I think what I like is being able to be involved in every part of the creative process. So it's a nice ability to kind of think of something and then partner with people. I think you know this too. It's like getting to work with other people and build something that you are passionate about.
Do you think it's difficult to be a comedian in the age of Trump?
No, because I don't think that everything has to revolve around Trump. I mean, look,
But everything seems to.
I think there's a lot of people who are politically minded. I am certainly that, but I feel like my comedy is not necessarily influenced by politics.
Plus, it's behind the title Summer '03.
That's the summer that she found out the blowjob to give the blowjob. So that, yeah, it kind of, so it's a period piece.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. Today's guest is SAG Award-winning actor, comedian, producer, writer, and podcast host Paul Scheer.
Yes.
We've seen him on the small screen in shows like The League, 30 Rock, and Veep. Paul's film credits include Daddy's Home, The Disaster Artist, and pop star Never Stop Never Stopping. And he has 2 new movies on the market. Slice, co-starring Chance the Rapper, that's available to stream now, and Summer '03, which comes to theaters this Friday, September 28th. You tweeted in advance of your appearance here
Yes.
that you want to massage my feet like Brando. Brando did not massage my feet. He took off his shoes and socks.
Okay, so there was no massaging of feet
No, he
there.
didn't massage. Where did you get the idea?
I remember watching you, that interview with
It goes
Brando
down in history.
is one of the best of all time. First of all, you get the call that you have to go to this island, right? Which is, you're always in studio from as far as I can remember.
Go to his house.
You go to his house, okay. What is that house like?
It's up on a hill.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson lives down the hill. He's a boarder. Nothing in the house says anything about movies or acting.
Really?
I had a great time with him.
He's one of the most, you think he is the most interesting actor that we've ever had?
Easily.
Yeah, right?
There was no one like him.
The most personality, and he also felt like he brought in a whole new wave of acting. Because I think before that, it was very kind of stiff and methodical.
Brando was the go to the movement. Yeah, he was something. But let's get to
All right,
you.
so no massaging of feet.
No massage.
Just shoes off. All right.
Last time you were here, you were promoting The League.
Yes.
That made your career, didn't it?
It was, well, you know, it was a nice step. I've been very lucky in my career to kind of find myself with really talented people, and that was the last big thing I kind of did, yeah. It was great.
You still hang out with the group?
Yeah, Nick Kroll, who is a fantastic comedian and actor, and Mark Duplass and John LaJoie, all those guys. Yeah, we have a good rapport. We get together about every 3 months, and I think the secret of success on that show was we ended it before we got sick of each other, because that's the real trick. You're there, first you're like, I can't believe I'm here. Then you get there and you're like, I'm comfortable here, this is great. And then people like it, you're like, yeah. You get a little bit of an ego about it. And then right when you start to feel like, I can go, you got to get out. You got to get out or you're going to resent those people.
So we will not see a reboot of The League.
I think leave things as it was. 7 years is plenty. I did like 2 years of a sketch show. Get out while the getting's good, you know?
You act, you produce, you host, you write. What hat do you like the most?
I think what I like is being able to be involved in every part of the creative process. So it's a nice ability to kind of think of something and then partner with people. I think you know this too. It's like getting to work with other people and build something that you are passionate about. They make your ideas better. So I just like to be hands-on. I very much don't enjoy just like showing up and hitting a mark and then going home. I feel like
You're a workaholic.
I like it, yeah.
Tell me about Summer '03.
All right, so Summer of '03 is this new independent film directed by Becca Gleason, and it's based on a true story from her life. Her grandmother, on her deathbed, brought her family in and said to her family, I need to tell you all something, and sent each one of them out, and she gave each one of them a piece of advice. And this is true, and I don't know what you can say here, but...
You can say anything.
Okay, great. So she said to the director of this movie, the grandmother, she said, the secret of a good life is to learn how to give a proper blowjob. And so the movie basically takes that scenario, grandmother on her deathbed telling her 16-year-old daughter, like, that's the secret of life. That's how the movie kind of kicks off. And then it's kind of this exploration of, kind of finding love and everything.
And who do you play?
I play her father. I play her father.
You don't play a blowjob.
No, I don't. I mean, I think my character probably has once or twice gotten that, but I don't know. I mean, my major research, yeah. But it was great. June Squibb played the grandmother, fantastic, and she's, just wonderful. And it's with Joey King, who is in this Netflix movie, The Kissing Booth, which is like the biggest thing out there. I know that you're up on the teen comedy movies.
No, I'm not. Okay. All right, we're going to show a clip. We'll put it in from Summer '03.
You're my baby. Oh, I'm gonna miss you so much. I have to tell you something that I should have told you years ago when your father died.
What is it, Mom?
Well, I'm afraid that you won't forgive me.
Well, there's nothing that you can say that's gonna make me love you less, okay?
Okay. Your father, George, my late husband, well, he wasn't exactly...
Wasn't exactly what? Are you kidding me?
Great clip.
Did you like working it?
I did. Yeah, I loved it. I mean, what I think is so exciting is to work with young first-time directors because they have interesting ideas. I think that, we're always saying we want a different thing. We don't want the same like Marvel movies or big budget things. So it's fun to work with somebody who has like a real personal story. And it was the first time I was a dad on screen. So that was also, made me feel a little bit old. I mean, I had a 16-year-old kid in this thing. In real life, I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I then also felt the anxiety of that. I mean, to have once your kids are texting, how do you deal with it? I don't know.
What's behind the title, Summer '03?
That's the summer that she found out that the blowjob, to give the blowjob. So that, yeah, it kind of, so it's a period piece, takes place in 2003, way back then. Things were very different, People were watching Frasier on DVD, not on Netflix. It was a whole different time.
Where were you?
Where was I? It's funny. I made my first trip to Paris and London in the summer of '03. I'd never been there before. I was right out of college, and it was awesome. It was a very good time.
What college you go to?
I went to NYU. If I'm a New Yorker,
Great school.
I went here last time, and I said to you, Larry, where can I get good bagels here in LA? And you told me Dirty Water Bagel. That was the place that you told me.
Brooklyn
you were right.
Water Bagel.
Brooklyn Water. Sorry.
We went Dirty Water.
Well, I thought Dirty Water seemed like there was some more. Some more stuff going on. Dirty Water Bagels. Brooklyn Water Bagels.
Sit quiet. After the break, Summer '03 star Paul Scheer will talk about fatherhood, Veep, and Chance the Rapper. Stay with us on this edition of Larry King Now. Summer '03 will be in theaters this Friday, September 28th. Our guest is Paul Scheer, who plays the father of the girl who learns about the BJ, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Why did you pursue a career in comedy?
I think because everything that I gravitated towards when I was a kid was funny, and it just felt like, it felt so unattainable. And then I got involved with the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, which gave us Amy Poehler and Matt Walsh and Matt Besser and Ian Roberts. I learned from them, and then kind of got involved in this cool little comedy scene in New York City. So
What'd you major in at NYU?
Teaching, education. I have a Bachelor of Science in Education. I have not put it to use at all. So my parents are very happy about that, giving me all that money.
You went downtown school?
I went to the downtown school, yeah. I lived on 5th and 10th, right across the street from Ed Koch over there, and he lived right across. It was great. It was a great building. New York was the best, but when you would go to school in New York, it's just like working in New York.
I didn't go to college, but I grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I'm a New York kid.
Yeah. What do you think about the changes? Do you like the changes?
Well,
or do you
Brooklyn's so in.
Brooklyn right now Brooklyn is insane right now.
I had a friend said he couldn't get into Brooklyn. He moved to Park Avenue.
Well, now it's like Bed-Stuy is even nice. Like Bed-Stuy is like, a fancy area.
When I was a kid, you didn't go near there.
Yeah.
What do you like about being a father? You're a new father.
Yeah, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I think the thing that I like is you can't get caught up in your own bullshit. Because at the end of the day, you have these 2 amazing kids, or one or whatever. They make you forget about everything else, and you're with them. And I think that it just makes me happier. Like ultimately happier all the time. It's like I guess like what a dog is. But you don't have to, after a while, the kids, you don't have to pick up their poop anymore. So that's good. Better.
You're married to June Diane Raphael.
Yes.
She's an actress.
She is indeed. She's
and a
on Gracie
comedian.
Frank. Yeah.
How does she like being a mother?
Hates it. No, I know. She loves it. I think it's great. I think the thing that we only miss is sleep. Because we're up now all the time, 6 a.m. in the morning.
Boy and a girl?
2 boys. So they're very cute, but they're up early. So it gives us stuff to do. I try to find, I think I'm trying to become like this dad that makes the most mundane things interesting. Like I'm like, guys, we're going to the dry cleaner. Let's go. Like, who wants to get hem pants? And they're like, hem pants. They're running into the dry cleaner, like looking around like I brought them to Disneyland.
Where do you live?
I live in Los Feliz, which is on the east side of here of LA.
Yes.
You can walk around. It makes me feel like I'm in New York.
Tell me about your experience on Veep.
Yeah, so Veep is this amazing show starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I was brought in.
What is she doing? She's back?
She's back. She's amazing. I wouldn't say better than
the new episode.
I am. I just shot an episode for the next season, which I just started about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's the final season. She's amazing, and I think actually it was good for them to get some time because politics has changed so much. I mean, when they're, it's the show that Veep was making fun of like the behind-the-scenes personalities of these political candidates.
What's going on now?
They're now the behind-the-scenes is in front of the scenes. So how do you kind of make fun of it?
What is she doing now?
Right now,
in Veep.
At the end of last season, she was going to announce a candidacy for president. She was going to Iowa, and we see her walking in, and the show picks up just right out of that.
How is she physically? How's her health?
From everything that I have seen, I've not been giving her any sort of a checkup, but she seems great and lovely. I mean, she's such a resilient person. I think there's so much love around her, and I think she was so bold in kind of sharing her experience with everybody too. But she's one of the most talented, fierce people I've ever worked with. Talk about someone who wants to be creatively involved off camera when she's not even on the scene. She's just the most welcoming, lovely person.
I loved interviewing. She's an amazing talent.
Oh, in every way. Great actress, great comedian, just a brilliant mind. Yeah, and somebody you can hang out with and really just engage with.
Do you break each other up on Veep?
I think there is such a high standard there that you don't want to mess up. There's so many words to get out. Everyone's kind of, there's not many like breaking up takes, but the comedy is kind of written so fast. It's like Aaron Sorkin, but for comedy.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
When we return, I'll dive into a game of If You Only Knew with Summer '03 star Paul Scheer. We'll be right back. We're back with Paul Scheer. He stars in Summer '03. He has a new film called Slice.
Yes.
You say it's one of the hardest films you've had to describe. Okay, describe it.
Okay, so Larry, Slice is a movie in a world where ghosts and human beings live amongst each other, right? When you die, you just are also there. The mayor of this small town keeps the ghosts in their section of the town. They are not supposed to interfere with the humans.
Do they look like ghosts?
It's a low-budget movie, so yes, they're very pale, ashen people. They look dead, very dark circles under their eyes. And in the beginning of the movie, a pizza is being delivered, and we think that a ghost has killed this pizza delivery man. And this is a big no-no in this town. Ghosts can't kill. So a big kind of murder investigation happens. And we come to find out that this is not the first time that ghosts have been blamed for murder. A couple, this is where it gets, yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Who do you play?
I play Jack. I'm the owner of the pizza place, which is on a gateway to hell. So, yeah. And there's werewolves in here, too. Larry, it's a crazy movie. Chance the Rapper, I know you have a son named Chance. Chance the Rapper is in our movie. He's a fantastic
Who does he play?
He plays the werewolf, a disgraced werewolf who's a Chinese food delivery man who only wants to deliver high-quality Chinese food. He wants to clear his name because people think that maybe the werewolf is killing people. And there's witches in here, too. What I'm saying is it's a real down-the-middle movie.
But it's going to do big because of Chance the Rapper.
Well, yeah. So what we did was we dropped the movie like a Beyonce album. We told everybody 3 days before the movie came out, it's coming out, and boom, we dropped it. And now you can get it on any video platform. We had a big premiere for it in Chicago. Chance, of course. I mean, Chance is like the mayor of Chicago. We sold out theaters all across the country. Really fun.
What, was he a good actor?
I think he's a very good actor. He's very charming. He's like a very like Han Solo-esque guy. Have you ever had Chance on here? You should have Chance.
Oh,
on
I
here.
should get him.
Yeah,
we should get Chance.
Let's get Chance. Let's do it. Get Chance.
Get Chance. Okay, we play a little game of If You Only Knew.
Okay.
And you don't have to answer. It's not a courtroom.
Okay.
Who's the first girl you kissed?
I kissed this girl, Stephanie Smith, and we kissed in Adventureland in the Haunted Mansion because it was dark and we were in a car together, and that was a great experience.
Disney?
No, Adventureland out in Long Island. It's a very small little place. If you saw that Robert Pattinson movie, Good Time, Adventureland plays a big part in that. There's also a movie with Bill Hader called Adventureland. Same thing. It's a small little amusement park in my hometown.
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know. I sometimes will Google her name, but Stephanie Smith is so easy to, and then she's probably changed it. You know, you lose track.
What's the best piece of advice you ever got?
Fame isn't finite, right? Like, just because someone else gets something doesn't mean that you're not going to get something.
Correct.
Don't,
What's the worst piece of advice you ever got?
I think the worst piece of advice I've ever gotten, that's a good question. No one asks that. You tend to discard the bad advice.
Don't go into show business?
Yeah, I guess maybe that. I think, anyone who makes you doubt yourself, if you believe in something, I think you should always listen to other people, but never let someone put out the fire.
My best friend Herbie's father, wonderful man, years ago.
Yeah.
He used to walk with me. I always wanted to be in a radio.
Yeah.
And he used to tell me, What are you? A pipe dreams?
Yeah.
Pipe dreams. What do you want? The Godfrey? Who do you think you are? Come work in my plant.
Right.
You'll be a cutter.
And then look at that, yeah.
Pipe dreams.
But everyone thinks, I think what people want to do is they want to protect you.
That's right. What's your biggest splurge ever?
Biggest splurge ever. I think the biggest thing I remember, like, as an expense, and I probably have bought more expensive things, but now I bought a couch when I first had gotten a TV show, this show Human Giant. I had enough money to buy like a new couch. I never had money to buy like a real couch, and I remember being so excited about a couch. I just wanted people to come over and sit on my couch.
Is there something you can't live without?
I would say my children or my wife, because they're probably watching.
What about a thing?
Yeah, a thing. I think that, it sounds dumb to say, but if I had my laptop computer, I think that's all I need. I think I can get rid of everything else. I think I can get everything that I need through that on some level.
Strangest fan encounter.
Strangest fan encounter. All right, well, here's one. I did a show with Rob Hubel and Aziz Ansari. It's called Human Giant, a sketch show on MTV. And recently, I was at a funeral, and someone came up to me. They were so excited, and it's a morning time where trying to be respectful of the event. And this person got so excited that he said, "Aziz, I love you," to me. Now, I don't know if I look like an Aziz, but I just went with it, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I thought maybe this interaction would go away, thank you, it was nice to me. I didn't want to get into I'm not Aziz, I'm Paul. And nope, it just continued. And then I had to basically lie and pretend I was Aziz Ansari for a long period of time. And then I was trying to get out of it, and they're like, "But you're from Bennettsville, right?" And I'm like, well, I'm actually from New York. And then they're like, "But no, but you're from here." I was like, "Yeah, I'm from here." So I pretended to be Aziz Ansari during an entire funeral.
Someone from yesteryear you wish you could share the screen with.
I think Gary Cooper is really interesting. I think he's an interesting actor.
Great film actor.
Yeah, really interesting, right? I just saw High Noon. I thought he was fantastic.
Last good book you read?
This book called The Brothers Sisters. And it's their last name is Sisters, and it's called The Brothers Sisters. They actually made it into a movie that's coming out soon, but it's a great kind of Old West novel, kind of like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. It's like the side guys. It's really fantastic.
If not comedy and acting, what do you think you'd do? Teach?
Yeah, teach is one. I've always been interested in politics, although now when I say politics, it doesn't seem as appealing. But there's something really exciting. I know a couple of people who have been running campaigns, and that energy and excitement seems really.
What do you make of what's going on in Washington?
Gosh, I mean, what part? At this point, it's like, it just seems like, I mean, this Bob Woodward book is just blowing my mind. I've already chunking into that. But, hopefully, knock wood, will course correct at one point.
What's your pet peeve?
I think my pet peeve is people that don't tell you if you have something in your teeth or if you need a piece of gum or a mint. You know what? Help somebody out. I'm going to help you out. You help me out. I think that's important.
I hate waiting behind the person at the checkout counter.
Oh, yeah.
Who fumbles through the purse or whatever and can't get out the credit card.
Oh. Or or the person who waits on a Starbucks line and the menu's been in front of them for the longest time, and then when they get there, it's like, what's good? What do you think is good? It's Starbucks. It's always the same.
Next, Paul Scheer will answer your questions from social media. The film is Summer '03. Don't click away. We're back with Paul Scheer. You can see Summer '03 this Friday, September 28th. And Slice, you can get anywhere.
Anywhere, yes.
Okay. Austin Kelly on Facebook. How did your podcast come about?
So I do this podcast. I do two. One's called How Did This Get Made? And basically what we do is we watch bad movies, right? We watch bad movies and we just talk about it. So the idea being, it's like hanging out with a bunch of friends after you've seen something.
How do you choose what's a bad movie?
It's hard. You got to kind of find something that's interesting enough and bizarre. There's this movie called The Apple, which came out in the 70s. It's just about how basically a show like American Idol started to brainwash people into this society of dancers. That was a great bad movie. There's a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger called Hercules in New York. It's exactly what you imagine. Hercules is sent down to New York and he moves in with a pretzel vendor. An insane kind of movie. And so we try to find movies that would be fun to talk about. They don't have to be bad, but just insane.
And you do another one too?
Yeah, and I do the other one's called Unspooled, where we just talk about really great film.
You're into movies.
I like movies. It's fun. It's fun to see where we've come from and maybe not make the same mistakes.
Why not bring this to regular TV? It's a pretty good idea.
It's fun. I think what I love, and you probably get this too, is there's a certain appeal to finding a medium for certain things. I think when you did your column in USA Today, it's kind of perfectly there. So it exists. I like things existing in their worlds.
Every Monday for 20 years.
You invented Twitter, essentially. I mean, that really.
That's what Jerry Seinfeld said.
You did.
That was Twitter. Everything in a certain.
100%. That is right there. One sentence.
You have an interest in hosting other things outside of this?
I like kind of just going back and forth. Whatever kind of floats my boat. I think I leave the hosting to great people like you.
Jan on Twitter. What's your favorite all-time movie and why?
That's a great question. I think. It's going to go to Ghostbusters. I know we talked about it a little bit. Ghostbusters, your first movie. It's a movie that made such an impact on me from a comedic standpoint, a genre standpoint. It's got some of my favorite people in it, you yourself included. To me, it was one of those movies that really just took me, and I can rewatch it a million times. But it's not gonna be winning awards, but it's one of the movies I can revisit.
But it was a major occurrence in show business history. That movie was sold to ABC and HBO on the same day.
Wow.
HBO had to wait a year to show it. ABC had first rights. But people in the movie who had speaking parts all got triple pay.
I mean, it was
an unbelievable day.
And again, you're one of the most memorable parts in that movie. I remember reading the story that William Atherton, who plays the EPA inspector, he said, he did this movie, didn't expect that much. He's a theater actor in New York. He said the Monday after that movie came out, he got on a bus, and everyone on the bus, because they make fun of him and they call him Pecker, gets on a bus, and the whole bus started chanting at him Pecker, Pecker, and he's like, I all of a sudden I couldn't go anywhere without people yelling at me.
Corin Markey on the Larry King Now blog. Do you think it's difficult to be a comedian in the age of Trump?
No, because I don't think that everything has to revolve around Trump. I mean, look,
everything seems to.
I think that there are people. I think there's a lot of people who are politically minded. I am certainly that, but I feel like my comedy is not necessarily influenced by politics. And but I will also have comedic takes on it. But that's not my thing. I think I like to look at people more than I like to look at.
Do you wake up every morning wondering what he was going to tweet?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm glued. I mean, look, he has got me hook, line, and sinker. I am glued to the tweets. Whether it's whatever day you're gonna get surprised. And what I love is the idea that whatever he tweets, like 6 years ago, he tweeted something completely opposite.
A couple of other things. Collie Marine on the Larry King Now. Anything you can tell us about your show, Galaxy Quest?
Yes. So Galaxy Quest is a great movie with Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Sam Rockwell, Alan Rickman, and I've been tasked with kind of rebooting this show. And it's something I don't take lightly because I love this film, but I thought there was an interesting way to retell the story. Back in the day when Galaxy Quest came out, it was about these like B actors who were on this like kind of crappy sci-fi show. And I came in and I kind of pitched this idea of what if it's these A-list actors like a Chris Pratt and a Zoe Saldana who are doing this show and they get kind of brought up to space, and it's a continuation of Galaxy Quest but also a reboot too. So hopefully we'll do it.
Paul, great seeing you.
Larry, a fantastic time. And Brooklyn Water Bagels.
Brooklyn Water Bagels.
There's that, not dirty water.
Big thanks to my guest, Paul Scheer. Be sure to see Summer '03. It's in theaters this Friday, September 28th, and Slice available now to stream. As always, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things. See you next time.